One. Go.
We are going to be doing the play of the Lorax. Okay, let me start. At the far end of the town, where the grickle grass grows and the wind smells slow and sour when it blows, and no birds ever sing, excepting old crows, is the street of the lifted Lorax.
And deep in the Okay, some people say if you look deep enough, you can still see today where the Lorax once stood, just as long as it could before somebody lifted the Lorax away.
Well, what was the Lorax why was it there? And why was it lifted and then taken somewhere from the far end of town where the glitter glass glows? The old Oncer still lives here. Ask him, he knows.
You won't see the Onceler. Don't knock at his door. He stays in his lurkum on top of his store. He lurks in the lurkum cold under the roof, where he makes his own clothes out of muffled moof.
And on the special dank midnights in August, he peeks out of the shutters, and sometimes he speaks and tells how the Lorax was lifted away. He'll tell you, perhaps, if you're willing to pay.
Now, on the end of the rope, he lets you compare. And you have to toss it in 15 cents. And then the cent of a great grandfather's there.
Then he pulls up the pail, makes a most careful count to see if you've paid him the proper amount.
Then he hides what you paid him in his stuff, his secret safe and his gloveless glove. Then he grunts.
I'll call you by whisper my phone, for the secrets I tell you are for your ears alone.
Slup down slups the whisper phone to your ear, and the old Onceler's whispers are not very clear, since they have to come down through a snurgly hose, and he sounds as if he smellish bees up his nose.
Now I'll tell you.
He says with his teeth sounding gray.
How the Lorax got lifted and taken away. It all started way back, such a long, long time back. Way back in the days when the grass was still green and the pond was still wet and the clouds were still clean. And the song of the swans rang out in space, and I first saw the trees, the bright colored tufts of the truffula trees, mile after mile in the fresh morning breeze.
And under the trees there were brown barbaloots, frisking about in their barbaloot suits, as they played in the shade and ate truffula fruits.
From the rippleless pond came the comfortable sound of the humming fish humming while splashing around.
But those trees, those truffula trees, all my life I'd been searching for trees such as these. The touch of their trunks was much softer than silk, and they had the sweet smell of fresh butterfly milk. I felt a great sleeping of joy in my heart. I knew just what I'd do. I loaded my chart. In no time at all, I had built a small shop. Then I chopped down my truffle tree with one chop.
I think it's still you, Anna.
And the great for skin and his great sweet. He took the stuff, the soft tough, and he did it. The instant he finished, he heard Lorax. Go jump.
I looked. I saw something pop out of the stump of the tree I'd chopped down. I was sort of a man describe him. That's hard. I don't know if I can. He was shortish, oldish, and brownish and mossy, and he spoke with a voice that was sharpish and bossy.
Mister, I am the Lorax. I speak for the trees. I speak for the trees. For the trees have no tongues, and I'm asking you, sir, at the top of my lungs,
He was very upset and he shouted and puffed.
what's that thing you've made out of my truffle tuft?
Look, Lorax, there's no cause for alarm. I chopped just one tree. I'm doing no harm. I'm being quite useful. This thing is a need. A need's a fine something that all people need. It's a shirt, it's a sock, it's a glove, it's a hat, but it has other uses, yes, far beyond that. You can use it for carpets, for pillows, for sheets, or curtains, or covers for bicycle seats.
Sir, you are crazy with greed. There is no one on earth who would buy that fool Sneed. But the very next minute, the Lorax was proved wrong, for just at that minute a chap came along, and he thought that the Thneed was really just great. He happily bought it for $3.98.
I laughed at the Lorax. You poor stupid guy. You never can tell what some people will buy.
I repeat, I speak for the trees.
He rushed across the room and in no time at all built a radiophone and he put in a call. He called all his brothers and uncles and aunts and said,
Listen here, here's a wonderful chance for the whole Onceler family to get mighty rich. Get over here fast, take the road to North Niche. Turn left to the Weehawken, sharp right and a south stitch.
My. Yeah. And in no time at all, in the factory he burnt, the whole Munchler family was working for tilt. They were on their feet just as busy as bees to the sound of shopping of truffle trees.
Then, oh, baby, oh, how my business did grow. Now chopping one tree at a time was too slow, so I quickly invented my super axe hacker, which whacked off 4 truffle trees at one smacker.
they were making Thneeds 4 times as fast as before, and that Lorax he didn't show up anymore.
But the next week he knocked on my new office door. He snapped.
I'm the Lorax who speaks for the trees, which you seem to be chopping as fast as you please. But I'm also in charge of the brown Barbaloots, who played in the shade in their Barbaloot suits. and happily lived eating truffle fruits. Now, thanks to your hacking my trees to the ground, there's not enough truffle fruit to go around. My poor barbaloots are getting the crummies because they have have they have gas, no food in their tummies. They loved living here, but I can't let them stay. They have to find food. I hope that they may. Good luck, boys.
He cried and he sent them away. I, the Onceler, felt sad as I watched them all go. But business is business, and business must grow, regardless of crummies and tummies, you know.
He meant no harm. Most truly did not. But he had to grow bigger, so bigger he bigger to take his factory. He bigger to take road. He bigger to take wagons. He bigger into the road. So needs he shipped out.
He was shipping them forth to the south, to the east, to the west, to the north. He went right on biggering, selling more needs, and he biggered his money, which everyone needs.
Then again he came back. I was fixing some pipes when that old nuisance Lorax came back with more gripes.
I'm the Lorax.
He coughed and he whiffed. He sneezed and he snuffled. He snargled. He sniffed.
Onceler.
He cried with a querulous croak.
Onceler, you're making such smuggless smoke. My poor swami swans, why they can't sing a note. No one can sing who has smog in their throat, and so please pardon my cough. They cannot live here, so I'm sending them off. Where will they go? I don't hopefully know. Maybe they will have to fly for a month or a year to escape the smog you have smogged up around here. What's more, let me say a few words about Gluppity Glup. Your machinery chugs on day and night without stopping, making Gluppity Glup. Also, Schloppity Schlop. And what do you do with the leftover goo? I'll show you. You dirty old Onceler man, you. You're glumping the pond where the hummingfish hummed.
Who's up? Maddie?
I'm away.
Oh, it's me. No more can they hum, for their gills and are all gummed. So he sent them all off. Oh, their future is dreary. They'll walk on their fins and get woefully weary in search of some water that isn't so smeary.
And then I got mad. I got terribly mad. I yelled at the Lorax, now listen here, that all you do is yap, 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 and say bad, 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 bad. Well, I have my rights, sir, and sir, I'm telling you, I intend to go on doing what just what I do. And for your information, you Lorax, I'm figuring and on biggering and biggering and biggering and biggering, turning more truffula trees into needs which everyone needs.
And at that very moment, we heard a loud whack. From outside in the field came a sickening smack of an axe on a tree. Then we heard the tree fail, the very last truffula tree of them all. No more trees, no more needs, no more work to be done. So, in no time, the uncles and aunts, no one, all, everyone, all waved goodbye. They jumped into the car and drove away under the smoke-smugged stars.
Now all that was left 'neath the bad-smelling sky was my big empty factory, the Lorax, and I.
The Lorax said nothing, just gave him a glance. He gave him a very sad backwards glance. And as he lifted himself by the seat of his hands, and we'll never forget the glimmer look on his face when he hesitated himself and took the leave of the place. Through a whole hole in the smog without leaving the place.
And all that the Lorax left here in this mess was a small pile of rocks with the word useless unless.
Yes.
Whatever that meant, well, I just couldn't guess. That was long, long ago, but each day since that day I've sat here and worried away. Through the years, while my buildings have fallen apart, I've I've worried about it with all of my heart. But now
Now that you're here, the message seems clear.
Narrator 3.
So says the one star.
Now that you're here, the word of the Lorax seems perfectly clear, unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot. Nothing is going to get better. It's not. So, catch.
Calls the Onceler, he lets something fall.
It's a truffula seed. It's the last one of all. You're in charge of the last of the truffula seeds, and truffula trees are what everyone needs.
Amoy.
1 second, I think I'm lost.
Last page.
Oh,
And
plant a new truffula.
read it with care.
Read it with care.
Give it clean water.
And feed it fresh air.
Grow a forest.
Protects it from axes that hack.
Then the
Then
Lorax
Lorax
and
And all of
all of
his
his friends
friends may
may
come back.
come back.
Remember, you
Yay!
can
Take a
make a difference.
bow. Take a bow.
There you go.